We are live. Hey, frogs and toads. Welcome to another YouTube live lesson. It's time to learn pastels, the step cousin of paint. I honestly don't know much about pastels. I haven't worked with them very much in the past. They've always seemed very interesting though. Whole new texture, whole new medium. I'm excited to dive in, and I hope you do some of these experiments with me. Let's learn about pastels. I have a couple options to play with. There's these oil pastels. These are oil stick. I don't think this is pastel even. I'm gonna put these away. That's a whole other day. I have oil pastels, and I have a jar of these. Don't even know what these are. I've had them for probably 15 years. You could see how much I use them, how frequent. I printed out a lesson off the internet. I feel like we're going too fast. I'm gonna slow down because I'm doing this. I didn't get a guest. I'm not having anyone phone in tonight. We're just gonna take it slow tonight. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna breathe deeper. I think that's important, you know? We're making art. We gotta be in the zone. I printed a lesson off the internet, so that's what we're working with, and I'm gonna get started. What do we need? So we're targeting a sunset landscape for our finished product. That's exciting. By the end, you'll have a strong understanding of basic techniques, blending, and color application. So here's what we need: soft pastels or oil pastels. These are oil pastels. So I have a bunch of oil pastels. Good, great start. Pastel paper, lightly textured or sanded, is ideal for grip. So what would be better, if I use that recycled bumpy shit I got, or like a smoother? So yeah, maybe that bumpy shit. Got that bump in it. Again, I get this recycled paper from a 6,000-year-old warlock just off where I live. So we have our soft pastels, we have our paper, we have blending tools like fingers, tortillons. What's a tortillon? What's a tortillon? Tortillon. A paper stump. Paper stumps. So just like scrap paper, I guess? Or cotton swabs. Ooh, you know what might work for this? Let's try like one of these suckers. Hold on. I've got a whole drawer of these kind of smudgers. A mother smudger. This could be useful. Let's keep it handy. A fixative spray. Optional but recommended. I don't know about you guys. I don't think I got any fixative spray. So we're gonna skip that one. Pencil, optional for sketching, easy. And paper towel, all reliable. So we have how many steps in this lesson? It goes till step 4. Oh, but there's like sub steps within the steps. Well, okay, there's a bunch. There's a lot. It's pretty poorly organized, but we'll get through it. Step 1, okay, the purpose of the warm-up is to get comfortable holding pastels and applying them to paper. So step 1 is practice basic strokes. Take a scrap piece of pastel paper and try these techniques. Let's start with light strokes. So hold the pastel like a pencil. And what color do we start with? 3, 2, 1, red. Light strokes. Hold the pastel like a pencil. How does one hold a pencil? Okay. Gently drag it across the paper, creating a thin, light line. Try to keep consistent pressure to ensure uniformity. So here's a thin red line. Isn't that a movie? Pretty good. Now do heavy strokes. Press harder as you drag the pastel. The color should appear thicker and more opaque. Experiment with varying your pressure for gradual changes in intensity. So pastel, you kind of got that density control. That the lighter you go and the harder you go. The more you give it, the more it gives back. Okay, now cross-hatching. Make a series of parallel lines. Example, diagonal slashes. Then draw another set of lines, crossing them at an angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? See that right there? Now we're cross-hatching. Now, final warm-up is just scribbles. Use loose circular motions to fill an area. Keep it messy and overlapping. Practice pressing harder in one area and lighter in another for texture variation. So we're gonna stick with our red. We'll make a circle, and then we'll try different kind of texture. Oh, look how thick that gets. You can go real light like. Let's get, and you can go real thick. All right, I think I get the texture variation. Now, step 2 of step 1, because we're still on 1, but this is now step 2. Experiment with blending. Use specific color pairs to see how they interact. Now, draw a 2-inch patch of blue pastel. So I'm gonna take a blue, so let's say like that, accurate, fill it in, kind of messy. Okay, we've got our patch. Next to it, draw a patch of yellow pastel. So here we go. Bit of yellow, look like Bark Simpkins. Use your finger to blend where the two meet to create green. Notice how much pressure affects the blend. Okay, so get messy tonight, I guess. So we're gonna now blend the two together. What's a good angle to do this? Oh, yeah, doing it by hand the old-fashioned way. You really feel that connection with the color. Cool. I should probably have some sort of water on hand as well. So another material you should go ahead and grab if you're doing this along with me at home is some water, because we're getting messy, but we're making green. You know what they say, if you're making green, you probably should go see your doctor and change your diet. So now we're gonna do the same thing with red and yellow and make an orange. Back to old red, make a little swatch. Let's circle back to the, I'm actually gonna go with a brighter yellow because it kind of made a darker green than I wanted. So we're gonna go with more of a Hulkamania yellow. And then again, we're gonna focus where the two colors meet and use our finger. Pick your favorite fingy and get after it. Kind of going pretty red, but here we go. Now we're making the orange. Finally, our last color test, we're gonna go with purple and white. Blend gently to lighten the purple and create a softer tone. So, contrary to popular belief, even if your paper's white, if you want to blend colors, you still gotta go and make a white. I know, ridiculous, but you still gotta do it for it to work, because that's pastels for you. And let's go with like a Barney purple. What's up with Barney? There's also, I've seen so many, the person who used to do Barney is a erotic masseuse, and they were this and they were that. And what's the truth on Barney? Are these just legend? Anyone have any intel on the Barney situation? All right, our last blend is gonna be making, ooh, nice light. Yeah, beautiful. Beauty. Blending works best when colors overlap slightly before you blend them. Experiment with a cotton swab for more control or your finger for a smoother transition. Yeah, you know, there's nothing smoother than a finger. You know what? Let's go with another yellow, blue. Let's go yellow and purple. And let's try the overlap. It's actually an awful texture to put pastel on pastel. Like in terms of like hand feel, horrible feeling. So now see they're overlapped. So yeah, you can see it, they're overlapped already. And then we're gonna work that finger. Yeah, I didn't like this. Oh yeah, I could see how this works well. Okay, I could see that. So now we're moving on to step 2 after we did step 2. So now we're going on to the core exercise of learning techniques where the big boys play. The purpose is to build your skill set with blending, shading, and layering. Exercise 1 is a gradient, a value gradient. So pick a single color such as blue. Are we okay with blue? Yeah, blue could work. Draw a horizontal rectangle about 3 inches long and 1 inch tall in blue. As you move to the right, gradually lighten your pressure until the color fades into the paper. Repeat this exercise with green or red. 3 inch by 1 inch, like that. And then let's go making a red one. Okay. This is definitely not what it intended. Okay, exercise 2, draw another 3-inch rectangle. On one side, apply yellow with firm pressure. On the opposite, apply red. Blend the colors towards the middle to create orange. Use your finger to smooth the transition. That makes sense, so watch this. We're gonna go red and yellow. And then in the middle, it's up to us to make the difference. We need to be the change, see? it starts to become orange. I think it's better to go this way, bring the yellow to the red, as opposed to bringing red onto yellow. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but I think that's what they meant. Repeat this with blue to purple, making indigo in the middle, red to white, making a pink in the middle. Okay, we could try that. I want to do the red one first. Red to white. Let's go smaller because I think we get the idea. So now we're going to make a pink by blending these. Or at least, maybe not full white, but at least a bad red. What is pink if not bad red? Let's do, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do the blue and purple and make some indigo up in this bitch. I'm gonna try it a different way with the blue that we already had from before and then a little purple up. Let's see what this does for us. Kind of just doing a next door blend. You gotta really get that fingy in there. Okay, I think I'm starting to see some indigo. Exercise 3, we're moving now. Highlights and shadows. Draw a simple circle and then fill it in yellow. So we'll sketch it with a pencil, do a little circle, and then make it yellow. I call it toilet. Step 2, shade one side with orange to create the shadow. I'm gonna just use like a ready-made orange. So if you just add some orange to a side and then smudge that in, fling it out at the top and bottom, all shadow style. I don't know if you could see that, but it's kind of looking more and more like a shadow. And then it says to add red to the very edge of the shadow for depth. So we take that edge and just play the outskirts with it. You could even rub her in. Look at that. Cool. That actually, we're like making art now. Look at that. Still in the warm-up. Add a small white dot on the opposite side for the highlight. Use your finger to soften the blending between colors. So then on the opposite side, a white dot. Didn't really do that much, but I appreciate it. I think it makes sense to me that pastels are you're in control, you know? A lot of these mediums, you're just hanging onto the side like a freight train. Pastels really gives you that full Ferrari control. It's nice. So now we're gonna move into our final project. It's broken into 4 steps. The purpose of this project, we're gonna apply our skills to create a finished artwork. We'll create a sunset landscape with a big glowing sky, a silhouette horizon, and a soft blended foreground. Okay, so I've sketched a very light horizon line across the 1/3 mark. How big are mountains, you know? Okay, those are mountains, I think. And tree silhouettes. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm making cacti. So step 2 is create the sky. At the top of the paper, apply dark blue in a thick band across the top edge. This is the evening sky. Really fucking rip it. I ripped it too hard. That's the thing you gotta watch out for with pastels. You could rip it too hard and then look at you. Okay, I fucked it. Below it, add purple in a thinner band, blending it into the blue. And we're gonna make a purple B. Next, add pink and orange, blending as you move downward. Make sure to overlap each color slightly to create smooth transitions. So we got a line of ink pay, and then a line of orange A, and then you wanna go pick the darker yellow, just, you know, the kind of Tuesday in January it is. And then a little bit of white along that horizon. So now we're gonna do some blending. I'm gonna experiment with this tool. It looks fine. I don't like the sponge with a paper towel instead. Cause see, I would like it to cover the page more. It's not blending the way that I expected it to or wanted it to. I'm gonna just get in there with the fingy and see if that fixes anything. No, this is working better. This is already working way better. Yeah, definitely just stick with that finger. Let the finger do it. Let it work its magic. That's starting to look like a sky, kinda, right? So now we've done our sky, give or take, and it's time to add the foreground below the horizon line. Apply dark green or brown for the land. Use soft horizontal strokes to mimic grass or a field. So that starts with a line of brown, but we're gonna go, we're gonna experiment with this. I'm gonna try a different brown for over here, some of it over here. And then we're gonna go with this kind of dog shit green over here. And then we're gonna go with a lighter green down over here and fill in some of those gaps. And then we're gonna go just 2 more greens, just 2 more greens here. This one is nice, very nice. And finally, lightest green. Everything, oh no, I fucked another one. Sheesh. So now we're gonna use our raw finger, blend this sucker in. See that? It's starting to look like a field. It's cool when it starts coming together and you're like, damn, my finger did all that. This little guy, look at that. Holy, that looks cool. Blend gently for a smooth finish. Add a darker tone like deep brown or black near the base of the horizon for shadows. So we're gonna take that dark brown back and do a line across, mean it. 1 line across that means it. Should I blend it or no? I'm gonna just do 1 smooth over. 1 little smooth over. That's all. That's all. Just 1 past the fingy. Nice. Oh yeah, I think that looks good. Now draw the silhouette. Use black pastel to fill in the tree trunks or mountain shapes you sketched earlier. Press firmly for a bold, opaque look. We're getting our black, and we're gonna add, I mean, we can't really see the mountains I made earlier, but there we go. Cool. And the trees. At this point, I'm kind of just abandoning what I said earlier about the cacti. And we're just adding like a horizon of nondescript tree. That's just what I felt in the moment. Press firmly for a bold, opaque look. I'm gonna rub it in a bit. Just cover up those blank spots. The trees didn't work out as much, but the mountains look cool. Smooth these out a bit. I like the little touch of white. Makes them look even realer. Okay, looking like some mountains on a horizon. So now it says to add finishing touches. Add a few final highlights of color pops to the sky. A dot of white for the sun. Use a fixative spray lightly to preserve your work. Okay, we're not doing the fixative spray, but we'll go with that white dot for the sun setting. I feel like that should have been way lower, right? Yeah. If it's setting, it's gonna be like here. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna cover up that first one. We're gonna, see it? You can put some of this just for stars, maybe, some dots. And what other color pops? I think it's looking good. I'm gonna call it here. So let's take a minute and just appreciate this, because I think it's looking pretty cool. And that, frogs and toads, is how you use pastels. Look at that. I'm pretty proud of our finished product. I hope you guys made stuff too. I hope you had a fun evening. There's too much teaching content out there. There's not enough learning. So come learn with me. We'll learn together and we'll learn real good. If you want to sign up for off-platform creative hangs, structured creative hangs, you can do that now. Dr. Lemco's Creative Club is officially a thing. You can go to drlem.co, that's drlem.co, and you can see a whole list of upcoming events. We do them on Zoom. They are not streamed. They are not even recorded. They're just art hangs. You don't even really have to do the prompt. You could just come hang out, work on whatever you want to work on. It's just a fun time to make some space for your own creativity, make the time, create the environment for it, and you'll thank yourself. So I hope to see you in there. I guess that's it, yeah. Shit. Thanks for watching.
Get creative!